Yello Internet, my name is RK Angel, and welcome back to another episode of Ori and the Blind Forest. We're going over to the Spirit Caverns now. We're gonna go see the Great Spirit Tree. There's a little thing we have to go do first that I remember, down that way, because we need to open up another spirit gate. But we'll get to that. We gotta go do some exciting things first. Can't hit me when I'm right next to you. That's not how it works. There's a map thing over here. Hello. Ori, this is a map stone. One of the many ancient markers created to chart the forests Nabel is a crew. There's a piece missing. If we can find the map stone fragment, we might be able to repair it. Sweet. I don't have it yet, though. I do have this keystone fragment, though. Now. So we can go open that door. Boingy, boingy. Boingy, boingy. We're going down here. I don't like that location of that slime. Ouch. I am running out of health. There we go. I touched it and it didn't go. There's something exciting over here. We have another spirit point, so I'm gonna grab this really quick. There were those that turned to hope. It's another Ori. I don't know what they're called. When she ravaged and killed. Who? The light of the spirit tree lives in all of us. He's the reason we're alive. He's the reason we grew. When it called out to find you many years past, we were attacked, wounded, and killed by our foe. Now these ancestral trees are all that's left behind. Come closer now, and feel the light of Phil, the spirit inside. Gonna get an ability! Oh, these... Yeah! You learned Wall Jump. To use this ability, push the circle pad towards a wall and press A to continuously leap upwards. Sweet! I'm gonna hippity hop up this wall and get this energy cell. Cool. I feel like I read that already. We already got one of these, right? I don't have to read it a second time, do I? I don't think so. Anyway, look at this creepy tree. Look at this thing. What's that? What's that one thing that people have? Where they're like they don't like holes and things, like it makes them really uncomfortable. Is it called tryptophobia? I apologize to anybody who has that, because those trees would set that right off for me. I wonder why they made them look like that. They look like the spirit tree himself, but like smaller. Oops, no, I meant to do that. Tryptophobia. Tryptophobia with trees. Anyway. Oh, he's hopping up the wall here. Oh, that's so cute. Look at him go. God, I'm gonna gush about the game some more. Give me a second. Oh, he does a little spin. This game is so... Ori feels so alive. It's... Like the whole world is alive. But... Because, like, you can see the... Oops. Hello. You can see the trees shaking in the background, like, the wind is blowing through them, and, like, there's those leaves up there that are getting pushed around because the slime is climbing through them, but, like, Ori... You notice Ori more so because you play as him, but he's just... There's so much life to this game, and to Ori specifically, and I feel like maybe I'm only noticing it on Ori because we play as him, but, like... Wow. Like, look at him jumping around here. Like, oh, I ran into a spike. Well, this will give me a chance to show it off. Like, look at him running around. Look at him jumping like this. It's so... Like, he's so animated, and it's so cool. Like, when he's hopping up walls, and, like, there's a different animation for if he hops up a wall and, like, grabs on and pulls himself up, depending on where you are on the wall. Like, that's great. That's fantastic that they did that. And they didn't need to. Like, they didn't need 3 different variations for his jump cycle when he's jumping around. And he's got... Like, they didn't need to do that. He could have just had the one. And it's just so vibrant and alive. Like, this thing is swinging back and forth, and... because it got exploded around. It's so... And, like, when you're jumping up, like, these leaves in the background are kind of, like, shaking. Like, they don't do that when you're just standing right here. But, like, if I climb up... Ouch. Like, or if I explode around it like that, they come alive, and I just... They put so much love into this game. And you can see it. It's very obvious that they did that. I keep dying. I'm trying to talk about something that's, like, really important to me, and I keep dying in the middle of it. But, like that one right there, where I was hopping forward, and he pulled himself up onto the ledge different than he does other times, and he jumps onto the thing and he does like a spin animation. And if you climb up something and you push away, he does like a different pushing off animation for the wall, and it's just... It's so beautiful. They put so many little details into the game like that. The last episode I was talking about, but to go in a little bit more in depth about it, there was the scene where the spirit tree calls out to Ori, and they go into the cave, and Nehru is holding him, and they're sitting in the cave, and he's just staring back, mesmerized by the light. Like, they didn't have to do that. They didn't have to make it look like that. And they did! And that's fantastic. And, like, the scene where he dies, where Ori dies, and it's like, the spirit tree revived him, and it says, when the last breath was drawn, and he actually drew his last breath when they said that line. And like that seems like easy stuff, you know, like, yeah, he stopped breathing, so obviously they would make it, but like, the fact that I didn't notice it until the most recent time previous to this that I played the game through, that he actually stopped breathing at that point. Like, just the little details like that, or, when Nehru dies, that scene is really powerful for me, because what happens is the intro music, or like the music, swells up to get all exciting when he picks up the berries and he's running back to the thing, and then there's like this moment when he walks into the cave, and the music just goes down, it descends and gets all dreary and depressing, and as he drops all the berries and they fall out of his arms, he like offers them to Nehru, and she is, you know, no longer alive, and he goes up to her and he presses her arm, and it's like there's this split second, like a snap moment where he realizes, and he drops the berry from his hand, and it's like, you can tell the millisecond where he realizes that she's no longer with him. And that it's heartbreaking, and it's supposed to be. And it's so good. It's so good! And maybe I'm just, like, looking too much into it, but it's so beautiful. This game is so amazing, and I love it so much. There we go. Grab this keystone. Please don't kill me. There we go. Oh, yeah. That thing up there. I don't know how to get to that. There we go. Made it up here. Oh, here's another one of these doors. These energy gates were sealed by the spirits of the past. If we collect enough energy cells, they will open a path. I don't understand. Okay, can we talk about this for a second? Because they mentioned that in the last episode. Anyway, what are the doors? Like, what's the point of the doors? Because, okay, like, in the context of a video game, this is a 2D platformer, right? So I get the point of the doors in that context, that this is a game and I'm thinking too hard into it, blah 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 blah. Yes, I understand that. But, like, in the context of the fact that this is a fucking forest, right? What's the point of the doors? It's a forest. They can't block anything. You can just go around it. Like in the context of a 2D game, yes, I understand. But also, no. Why? There's that fourth one. I forgot to go do the keystone, so I'm gonna go back and do that while I talk about the silliness of the doors. So the thing about the doors is that, like, why are they here? And not in the context, obviously, of, like, me joking around and being like, you could just walk around them. Even though you can. There's no point to doors in a forest. But, like, what's the point of the doors? What do they do? What's the point of having them around? Because there's two different kinds of doors. There's the keystone doors, and then there's the energy cell doors, which we just were introduced to. When you first find one, Sign explains that they were built before the Days of Decay. And I'm wondering what that means, because if it means the Days of Decay as in, like, the blinding of the forest, like this going on right now. Ouch. Where am I? Shit. I'm all the way back here. I have the keystone again. I'm gonna keep going. But, like, in the context... Anyway. Ah! That went right through me. I don't know how the fuck I survived that at all. Yeah, but, like, why do you need doors in the first place? Because they said it was for protection before the Days of Decay. I think her exact words... I said the quote exactly, so I don't need to repeat it. It was exactly as I said it. She said, they were built for protection before the Days of Decay. And now I'm assuming that the Days of Decay are, like, right now. Like, we're in the Days of Decay in-game. Because they're part of, the blinding of the forest. Maybe? But, like, that wouldn't make sense, because... And they do explain that. She says that. She says that, it's been a couple years since the night the spirit tree tried to summon Ori to him. It's been some time, which is why the forest looks as dead as it. It didn't happen, like, It didn't happen in, like, a week. Like a month or anything. It's happened over a long period of time. But if that's true, then that means that there was something before the forest went blind that they needed protection from. They needed to block certain areas off of. And either that means that, like, the forest itself, there's something in the forest, or there was something in the forest that's dangerous, or, like, they needed to block stuff off. Or there's something else out there that they needed to protect from before. And I'm curious about that, like, why they needed the doors in the first place. Like, what could have possibly been running around and wandering about to need protection like that. Because those gates, I don't know if you noticed, but Sign has to open them. There's a hole in the top for presumably a light from the spirit tree, but or something like that. They're probably connected to the spirit tree in some way. But there's doors in them, like right there in the middle. And it also, the little circle with the four, like, horn things looked like Ori, or like his people, the little Oris, which I don't know what they're called. Somber they found me, dormant and still. We told Ori the tale of her misguided will. Who? Ori, The spirit tree. He must have used the last of his strength to save you. Come now and hear our story. It was the night of the light ceremony. It was our light that she hated. I called out to Ori, but my child never came. She just murders a bunch of them right there, which actually I kind of want to talk about. Right there, yeah. Kuro stole sign. It was the end of our days. You received the spirit tree's light. He put our fate in your hands. Listen carefully now, for you must understand. The spirit tree sustained the three elements of light, and in turn, they brought balance and kept Nibel safe. The element of waters, high atop the Ginzo tree. The element of winds, deep within the forlorn ruins. The element of warmth, beneath the fires of Mount Horu. To restore Nibel to its former self, we must rekindle their light before it's too late. The first we will find beyond the spider coves, atop the tree where the waters once flowed. High on the Ginzo tree. Thornfelt Swamp, which we'll go to next episode. Anyway, to continue my conversation before, the other thing that about the doors is that the keystones, somebody had to take the keystones out and hide the keystones. So who did that? I'm curious. I don't know. Yeah, so next episode we're going to go over to the Ginzo tree, which is the first dungeon of the game. And it's going to take some time to get there, and we're not going to start the dungeon in the next episode, but we will get there, because it takes some time. And other than that, that's everything I had to say. So, thank you all so much for joining me on this adventure, and I hope you'll come with us to the next one. See ya!